Okay, so here it is, another vid of the Jag-Stang Vibrato system, but this is something a little bit different. This was a mod that was actually suggested by one of my acquaintances on Jag-Stang.com, although it was also kind of an idea I had in the back of my mind for years, but I was really fearful of doing it. Here's my old Whammy bar. As you can see, it's pretty beat up. Well, maybe not that well, but you can see I've literally cut grooves in the stuff over all the years. This is the original one that came with the guitar. It's going to stay with it for the rest of its life. Probably going to put it in the case now. Here's its replacement. A threaded foreign Stratocaster bar. How did I get this to work, you say? Well, I took some Vaseline, put it on the end of this, and as it turns out, my hole for the vibrato bar has gotten so wallered out from the years on top that it made a perfect flanged opening to cut some threads in. And since this bar is made out of steel, and this tail piece right here is made out of brass, I was able to cut threads into the lighter metal using the vibrato bar. And now the threads match perfectly. And it's actually super tight. Let me pull this back and show you. Okay, let me get it in line here. It's hard to do one-handed since this is, here it is. Much like the bar on a Stratocaster, it stays in place. And it sits kind of high, and that's for a reason. At least right now, that's for a reason. That's because I haven't custom bent it like I did mine. So my bar sits back at several degrees, so I can get a ridiculous amount of downward force with it. This is how far it only goes now. It can't even touch the pick guard. But I have a ridiculous amount of pitch bending out of this guitar now. I mean, I can do Dimebag Darrell and Steve Vai stuff like I could do back in the beginning. Let me tell you why I did this. As you know, on the Japanese Fender reissue guitars, and especially on the Mustang Vibratos, the design's slightly different. You know, there aren't the domes here, but one often overlooked thing, because most people who use these guitars don't use the vibrato, is that the set screw that goes in here to hold the tremolo bar in on the vintage Mustangs, my 66 has this actually, the screw has a little rubber nib on the tip, and the rubber nib is what holds the bar in, not bare metal. So you don't have all that metal on metal contact, and this doesn't happen to the bar. So this is my quick fix for those of you that might want to use this, or just to show you what I pulled off. Kind of glad I did it too. It also will make getting tremolo bars for this thing a lot easier, and I can finally get one with a black tip to match my switches and pickups, since I really like the whole kind of vintage Mustang motif I have going on with it, with the EMGs and all that. Anyway, let's hear some sounds of this thing. A lot of new stuff. You're going to be able to do all those Dimebag type squeals and, you know, some Brad Gillis cricket vibrato kind of stuff. This is going to be nuts, and this thing holds perfect tune still.